Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today is going to be the first video that I'm filming in our temporary apartment, so that is why I just have a book stack background, which honestly, kind of a slay. I'm not going to be showing you any of the physical books because they're either stacked behind me or packed in boxes, but I'm still going to give you guys some hopefully amazing recommendations today for thrillers and just like books in general, mystery thriller vibe books with strong themes of rich people drama. I love rich people drama. I swear I could read a plotless book with just rich people fighting and enjoy it the entire time and give it 5 stars because I just think it is so entertaining. If you like reality TV, like Real Housewives, Selling Sunset, those kind of vibes, and you want that in a book to just dissociate and have a good little fun little rich people time, these are the recommendations for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the books. Also, I'm so sorry if there's construction noise outside my apartment. I tried to wait for a time when all the cranes were gone, so at least you wouldn't hear like the booming and crashing and beeping. But they still have like some jackhammers and some little noise out there. There's really nothing I can do about it, and I'm not gonna rent a studio space to film book videos in. I'm so sorry, but I tried to get the quietest time. If it's not perfect, please forgive me. All right, let's go ahead and get into the books now. The first book that I want to recommend to you guys is The Appeal by Janice Hallett. And I just talked about this one in a vlog. In the second part of my Summerween vlogs, I read this book and it absolutely blew me away. I give it 5 stars because it was just the entire time. We are following this group called the Fairway Players, and they're basically these like rich hoity-toity older people who have a community theater troupe that they perform in together, which is already just like only rich people would ever have the time and money to just randomly put on plays just for pure enjoyment. So it's just filled with those kind of themes. And along the way, one couple in the Fairway Players says that their granddaughter has brain cancer and they really want to raise money to get her this experimental treatment. But throughout the appeal for money that they're asking from their friends, people start to get suspicious and think, does this girl really have cancer? Or do y'all just want more money? The whole thing is involving money. And there's a lot of like sensitivity around money. A lot of characters have money. A lot of characters want more money. So it's just like rich people drama personified. And the entire thing is told with like media. So there's not really long blocks of text. The entire book is told with emails, text messages, flyers, any kind of like media. So I thought that was really cool and really easy to read. It was super entertaining. I gave it 5 stars. Another absolute classic rich people drama recommendation is The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. You've probably heard me talk about this book if you've been watching my channel for any length of time. It is one of my favorite thrillers ever because it has a huge plot twist at the halfway point that just blows my mind. But basically, this is a bitch I'm gonna steal yo life story about a small, scrappy little poor girl who sets her sights on this man and she's like, you know what? He's gonna be mine. You know what? His wife, her life, it's gonna be mine. I'm literally gonna go steal it immediately. So she weasels her way in to being Daphne, the rich woman's nanny, and enacts her plot to steal her life. There is a lot of like greed and just fighting for power and money, and a lot of scenes that are just like, oh, I wish I was there walking along the Upper East Side doing my Christmas shopping. Oh, I wish I was there next to my luxury pool with my cabana boy bringing me a pina colada. So if you like books like that or you're looking for a pool read, I feel like this one would be great. An author who consistently writes rich people drama really well is May Cobb. Her first book that I read, The Hunting Wives, is so rich people drama. And it's not just rich people drama. It's Southern rich people drama, and that is what I like. I'm a little Texas girl, and
I think it's so dang sweet just to read about these ladies who, bless their hearts, they have no idea what's going on.
this is basically like the grown-up version of Mean Girls, where there's this trio of like slaying ladies that run this little Texas town, and this newcomer comes to town and gets absolutely obsessed with the queen bee, and we see what happens as their friendship kind of turns toxic. And in May Cobb's newest release, My Summer Darlings, we follow another group of 3 catty Southern rich women who all are very entranced by this new man who moves to town. They all have separate relationships with him, but none of them know about the other person's relationship with the mystery man, and they also don't know if he's single. So lots of drama spirals out from there. Next up, I want to recommend The Siren by Catherine St. John. And this is like an extreme rich people drama recommendation because these are not just rich people. These are like gazillionaire celebrities. So this whole book takes place on this set where they're filming this movie. And we're following all of these Hollywood actors who are there to film the movie. But there's a murder on set, and we're trying to figure out who died and who killed them. And along the way, there's a lot of like celebrity gossip drama. This one feels a lot like reality TV, and it's really refreshing that we have one perspective of like one of the celebrities' personal assistants. That was who I kind of aligned with the entirety of the book because she was more like normal and down to earth. So it wasn't just like woo-woo crazy celebrity rich people drama and then you were like, is this real? Does everyone think this? No, you had like a down-to-earth perspective to align with as well. This is another one that I gave 5 stars. Next up, we have One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. This one I also gave 5 stars. I read it this year, and it was just one of the most fun times that I had reading a thriller so far this year. I remember just flying through this book. It is so fast-paced and very similar to The Siren. We have this group of catty, rich Southern women. A murder takes place within the group. So she has all of the town gossip that she gets from the girls in her salon chair. And when the murder takes place within the group of friends, she is kind of giving all the different perspectives, but also we are following the group in the past leading up to the murder taking place, as well as the salon owner in present day talking about it with the police. It is just so entertaining and fast-paced. If you love rich people drama, there's no doubt in my mind you'll love this one. Next up, I have 2 very similar recommendations. This is kind of a if you like this and you'll like that situation. The first one is The Party by Robin Harding. This involves a 16-year-old's birthday, and while there, one of the kids gets in a horrible accident, and then from there, the parents of these like rich suburban children have to kind of figure out what they're gonna do moving forward, how they're gonna take care of this horrifying situation. Very similar in The Best of Friends by Lucinda Berry. There's a group of boys who are all hanging out together, and there is a mishap with a gun in the home, and same thing, there's legal proceedings going forward with all the rich parents kind of duking it out and blaming each other, and both of these are very dramatic. Next up, we have one of my favorites of the year, which is Good Rich People by Eliza Jane Brazier. And this one isn't your typical rich people drama thriller. It is a domestic thriller, but it has just a little bit of edge to it, a little bit of hyperbole, over the top language that I feel makes this book so special. It is about this rich family who has a guest house, and they allow a poor person to live in their guest house for really cheap because they just love to do humanitarian work. No, it's because they actually all compete to ruin the tenant's life. That's all I want you to know going in. It is such a wild ride, and it is so fun. Next up, let's talk about another classic, Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. I love this book. It is a little bit long. It was 500 pages, but I read it in one day because it was that good. And if you haven't been spoiled for the twist or seen the show yet,
highly recommend the show though. It is amazing.
You should definitely read this book. I feel like this is the OG, this is the blueprint for rich people drama. All of these moms in this little group in this California seaside town are involved in this PTA, and at a PTA like fundraising event, somebody dies. And you're trying to figure out which one of these catty, horrible women did it. Next up, I want to talk about an underrated fave, and that is Two Truths and a Lie by Meg Mitchell-Moore. I have recommended this book so many times, but not many of y'all take my recommendation. Please, please, if you want like a beachy pool read, like a summer read, you need to read this one. Because not only is it rich people drama, but it takes place in this idyllic seaside town in the northeast coast. Oh my God, it's just like the vibes are immaculate. And we are following the very typical suburban thriller plot. This new woman moves to town with her kids, and she's kind of trying to bust into the social circles. We also follow her teenage daughter as she tries to bust into these rich people's social circles, but the daughter and the mom who are new to town are both harboring deadly secrets. Next up, we have a rich people drama thriller with amazing LGBT rep, and that is Yes Daddy by Jonathan Parks Ramage. I feel like I never hear any hype about this book, and it is so wonderfully done. It is pretty triggering, so you might want to look up trigger warnings before you go into it. It is very dark, and there are themes of grooming and sexual abuse. So if that's something that you are sensitive to, please do not read this book. But if you feel like you can handle it, this book follows a young, struggling actor and writer in New York City, and he kind of gets brought under the wing of this very much older, rich, more prominent man in the film industry, and it gets into a very toxic situation. A murder takes place, and it's kind of like exposing the dark underbelly of celebrities and rich people and how easy it is for young gay people to be preyed upon. Next up, let's talk about A.R. Torre, because I think she does rich people drama so well, and her thrillers are super short, like under 300 pages short. So if you need just a quick read for a vacation or something like that, the next couple recs are perfect. The first one I want to talk about is Every Last Secret. And this is very similar to The Last Mrs. Parrish. I would say if you like one, you will definitely like the other. It's one that you could definitely read for just the rich people vibes, but the whole time we're basically trying to figure out if this new woman who moved to town is truly trying to steal our main character's life because she has this like perfect, wealthy, amazing, idyllic lifestyle. We're trying to figure out if this newcomer is really trying to steal her life or if our main character is just loony and paranoid and making it all up in her head. This kept me on the edge of my seat until the last page. I read it in one day, one sitting actually. It was so quick and easy to read. Also by A.R. Torre is The Good Lie, and this follows a prominent psychologist who works with serial killers, and she gets drafted to work this case and kind of be the psychological insight for a murder trial. It's very interesting though, because the defense attorney is actually one of the murder victim's father. So he believes that this serial killer who's accused of killing his son is innocent. There's so much drama here. There's also like just like juiciness, like affairs and like vandalism of rich neighborhoods behind gated communities. Like, I don't know. It is so dramatic, and there are so many twists. There are a lot of subplots that come together at the end and all wrap up in this way that I did not see coming at all. It is so good. And again, I feel like that is one that not a lot of people talk about. Now, if you really like the typical suburban domestic thriller setting, I think you would love The Perfect Family by Robin Harding. And this follows a family who is basically getting attacked. They have all of these not little, because they're really invasive, but like all of these small scale disturbing attacks happen, like their house getting egged, or their tires being stolen off their cars parked in the driveway, or just weird little things that escalate bigger and bigger and bigger, and blackmail starts to come into the picture. So you don't want to read this if you don't like blackmail and thrillers. I've heard a few people say that. I personally think it's interesting sometimes. This one I really liked. I thought it was really interesting and different from other blackmail thrillers because every single person in the family, the mom, the dad, the son, and the daughter, all have secrets that they're trying to protect. So they all think that it's because of them that this blackmail is happening. Little do they know their whole family has secrets and nobody knows about anyone else's secrets. So the whole time you're trying to figure out who is the blackmailer and who are they targeting in the family, and are all the other secrets gonna get exposed at some point. Next up, I have a recommendation for if you like mommy drama, not just rich people drama, but rich mommy drama. And that is Happy If You Know It by Lauren Hankin. And this follows a mommy group of rich people in New York City who are all brand new moms. They take their babies and they like sing with them in the park, and you know, it's a mommy group. And not only are we following the moms, we're also following the singer for their group that they hired. And she's just a singer in New York trying to make it. She does not, you know, her ultimate goal is not to play mommy groups. It's like to be a musician. So she's just kind of on the outskirts of this mom group, kind of judging them. She acts as our bestie. As you read the book, you really align with her, and it feels like you're kind of gossiping with her about the rest of the moms, but she starts to get a little enmeshed with these mothers and with this whole wealthy world in New York that she's not familiar with, and things turn toxic extremely quickly. Heading into my last couple recommendations, this one is a recent read. The Lion Club by Annie Ward was so good. The story kicks off with two murders. Two dead bodies are being carried out of a school. And the whole time you're reading, you're trying to put together the pieces of who died, who are the two bodies, and who killed them. Is it the same person? Is it two different people? Did two murders just coincidentally happen at the same time? Or were both of these people tied up in a situation? And we're following all different people in this little suburban town, exposing their secrets, exposing the greed, exposing, again, themes of sexual abuse and grooming, so just look out for that. But this was a 5-star for me. It was so great, and I think I would have liked it even more if I would have read it in the winter time, because it does take place around like Christmas, winter. There's a lot of snow happening throughout the book. There's a snowstorm. So if you're an ambiance slash mood slash seasonal reader, just keep that in mind for the Lion Club. And lastly, I have The Night the Lights Went Out by Karen White. And this is definitely more of a slower paced mystery rather than a thriller. We are following, again, the blueprint plot. A new woman moves to a small southern town that is very cliquey, and she kind of gets taken under the wing of the local queen bee who runs the town, the Regina George character, if you will. And their friendship turns very toxic as she starts to rely on her for more and more. She's also trying to prove her status in the town. She wants to appear rich and of the caliber of all the other ladies on the PTA board, but she's definitely not. And then she starts getting blackmailed about a secret as well. So again, this is one with a lot of those little tiny subplots. It's just a lot of drama, a lot of tea, as with most of these recommendations. So those are all of the thrillers that I could think of with the best rich people drama. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some more books added to your TBR. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to go to therapy and read a book this week, and I will see you in my next one.